Shara Simcha, Orchot Tzadikim. It says Hashem Eitala Shtei Avodot B'Yad Adam. He gave us two occupations. We have to have our own occupation and an occupation of Torah. A person has to find a balance between the two. He says the happy medium. He says Leyachet Shaot Miuchadot LaAvodat Torah LaAvodat Olam Hazeh. You have to have set aside time for Torah study and set aside time for mundane work. And you have to make yourself strong. You have to always make yourself strong to be able to do your work and to do the learning that you're supposed to do. And you should know and never ever think that one will ruin the other. Haz v'shalom. A person shouldn't think in Kol. There's a guy in Kol. He has a Yetzer Hara. What is this to go to work? I can't go to work. Gotta beg Kol. Gotta learn all day. I'm gonna be like Rav Shimon Bar Yochai. The money's gonna fall from the sky for me, right? And if he doesn't have that level of bitachon, and he doesn't have that zechut, so he won't be able to do that. There's some people I know, sadly, that they had a lot of problems in their shalom bayit. Why? Because the wife can't handle living that very, very low lifestyle, like not a lot of money in the house, not enough money in the house. And what happens? He says, no, we gotta learn. I can't go to work. No, my people figure it out. It's okay. It is what it is. Figure it out. And then she starts resented. She starts not liking this lifestyle. He causes a shalom bayit. And Chas Shalom, his whole house could fall apart. Why? Because he refuses to go to work. I have to learn. There's people who could be 40, 50 years old in Kolo. Why? Because that's what I have to do. Some people believe in that. If you can handle it, you can handle it. But if you're supposed to be productive and provide for your house, go get a job. Your family needs it. Your family can't starve and just throw yourself onto the tzibur. You should go to work. You can't rely on tzedakah and not go to work if you need to go to work. On the other hand, there's some people who do the opposite. The Yetzer Hara is only work. I'm sorry, Rabbi, I'm exempt from learning. I'm busy, I'm working. Or I'm tired, I come home, I no nights here. I'm tired, I work today, I'm exempt, that's it. In my eyes, in Hashem's eyes, it's good enough. I work, I provide for my family, my kids go to yeshiva. My legacy will continue through my kids. It's not important that I know Torah, I don't know Torah. As long as I provide for my kids and my kids will learn something, I fulfilled my job in my life. My Hashem will be happy with me. And that's wrong also. That's 100% wrong. And then the person doesn't live for his kids. He lives partly for his kids, but he lives for himself. What do you mean? You have to take care of your neshama. Hashem sent you to this world also to learn, not just for your kids to learn. So therefore, he says you have to have a balance. You can't overdo one or the other. He says, don't ever think that you will lose out one from the other. Yirmiyah says, did your father not labor to eat and drink at the same time do justice and righteousness? The prophet says, what do you mean? Of course, we have to do both. We can't only do one. Hashem was speaking to Yehoiakim, the son of King Yoshiyahu, who wanted to inherit the throne from his father, and was intending to indulge in the life of luxury and flaunt his wealth. The Malbim says that Hashem was telling Yehoiakim, this is not the way of Yoshiyahu. He did not just dine in luxurious things like other kings. He ate simple meals and he was busy with the kingdom. He was busy with doing justice and righteousness. So therefore you have to do a balance of both. You can't think to be king means to be wealthy and to travel the world and go and indulge in all the life's luxuries. That's not the point. You have to do a balance like your father did. So he says, this is a very important part of Emunah. You have to trust in Hashem to give him success in his work and not to trust the work and the affairs itself. Person thinks, Rabbi, right now, this stock is making big, it's growing, and you see, look, I have all the charts, and it makes sense, the trend is up, and it's easy money, gold is going up. It's always like that. The people jump in, they say, why did I jump in? Real estate is making money, I have to go do real estate. So he goes and he jumps in real estate. No, gold is making money, I gotta go to gold. Oh no, I should have went to school, I gotta go to school. It's always the other side is always greener, right? Because that's what happens when you think that job is what gives parnasa. And it's a problem, because that's not the source. Hashem can make a millionaire doing anything, even selling tomatoes on the corner. The question is, you choose what ishtadlut you want to do and what fits with your personality, what can you handle, what stress is good for you. Some people are good with their hands. Some people are good at being a boss, ordering people around. Some people are good at being in a computer and working alone. Some people are great working with people. It all depends on what type of nature you have and if you can handle the stress of working. But you have to work something. What does it have to be? Hashem has many ways. So a person who believes, I can't get out of jewelry, only jewelry makes money. I can't get out of medicine, only medicine makes money. I can't get out of real estate, only real estate makes money. All these things the person has to know is a mistake in emunah. He has to realize that his sustenance comes from Hashem. He says it's similar to Adam b'bokeh aitzim b'garzen. He says like a person splitting wood with an axe. Do you say that the axe splits the wood? No, the person holding the axe is what splits the wood. You think that this business is what's lucrative? Hashem made it lucrative. Hashem is the one who splits the wood with the axe called real estate, with the axe called medicine, with the axe called jewelry, whatever it is. The person has to realize that it's Hashem who's holding this thing. That's why the Gemara says in the end of days, the generation will be like the generation of the dog. The dog gets hit by the stick, he bites the stick. He doesn't realize there's somebody holding the stick. So therefore, we have to not fall in to that trap. So therefore, if a person says, he tells his family, if I didn't have this job, we would be lost. Baruch Hashem, I have this job. Baruch Hashem, I have this business. I don't know what I would do without this business. He says it's not fully true. Could be you'll do a different business, and Hashem will also make you successful. If only you do some ishtadlut, Hashem will give you parnasah. Don't think, only this. He tells his son, you have to be a doctor. You have to be a lawyer. What do you think, money grows on trees? You think you're going to be some entrepreneur where you think these entrepreneurs, they make money. They don't make any money. You have to go to school. You have to have a job. You have to work for a big company. And you have to get a salary every month, and not be worried. And that way you can sleep good at night. Who says you're going to get a job like that? Who says you finish school? Who says that you're going to get a job that's near your house and you're able to pray and you're able to learn, you're able to get married at the right time? Who says all that baggage that you're going to get with it is good for you? Maybe it's not good for you. Maybe you're going to crumble. Maybe being an entrepreneur, making your own schedule. Maybe you're going to make, instead of $10,000 a month, you can make $20,000 a month because you're a CEO, because you're your own entrepreneur, you have your own business. So a person has to think about all these things, and he says, no, only this makes money. It's a big mistake. He thinks only this market makes money. For all that a man does and all his needs are in the hand of Hashem. As the Pasuk says in Shmuel, we learned this Pasuk together. There is nothing that can prevent Hashem from saving us, whether by many or whether by few. If Hashem wants to give you, Hashem can give you no matter what. Right? As it says with Chanina and Dosa, right? Chanina and Dosa said, his daughter was crying. He said, I don't have oil, I only have vinegar. He said, don't worry, Hashem has it anyway. Who says that oil should burn? Let the vinegar burn. He had that emunah, and the miracle happened. The vinegar was burning all Shabbat. Right? There's another story they bring over here. There was an old man. He was wealthy. He said, in the early days of business, when I just started, I sold the same goods in the same place for the same price as other vendors. But for whatever reason, the customers came to me. It doesn't make sense. I eventually became a multimillionaire. Those guys did it. And we're all in the same business. We're all in the same block. We're all in the same thing. The same people. Hashem wanted me to be successful. So therefore, that's why I was successful. It's not the business that makes us success. It's not HaKadosh Baruch Hu and your zechut. Pirkei de Lezer says when Hashem wants to give you zechut, He even sends angels to put people's thoughts in their mind. I don't want to get a crown by him. I'm going to go to Michal. I'm going to get a crown by Michal. I don't want to get a watch from him. I'm going to go to buy gold from Abner. I'm going to go to him. Why? Because he has zechut. So Hashem put it in the angel to put it in his head to go to him in order that he should make parnasah. So it's not even the business. It's what Hashem decided that a person should go to you for. And he says, for example, when a man's entire livelihood and needs depend on another, he shouldn't put trust in that person. Let's say you're an employee or you work for somebody. So now you have a situation where it comes up where you want to tell your boss something's not going well with your boss. Or you depend on somebody, you have to answer to somebody. So what happens? So now you have a partner you have to answer to. You have somebody you have to deal with in your business. So now you're like, I don't know, I don't want to step on his toes, I don't want to go against him, I'm going to jeopardize my parnasah, I'm scared. He makes fun of rabbis, or he's doing something not according to halakha, and he wants me to go along with it. I'm working as a tech in a pharmacy, and he's telling me to bill, even though we don't deserve to bill these things. He just tells you, shh, be quiet, you want to work here or what? So I think I should just do it, be quiet, I don't want to lose my job. So what do? In all these situations, you should know. You should place the root of your trust from the depths of your heart in Hashem. It's not enough to say this, but you have to actually act upon it. And therefore, a person should not bend his values. If you sell your soul for a couple bucks, it shows that you don't have emunah. So the person has to be strong and realize, but where am I going to make parnasah from? And where am I going to go and be survive from? Hashem's putting you through a test. And many times, often than not, people step away from a very lucrative situation, but it's not really the emet. It's not really what the Torah wants. he steps away from it, Hashem really has another door that's bigger that's going to open for you, and you're going to be able to realize that if you would have stayed there, you would have closed the bigger door. And then the game shows, they tell you on door number 1 or door number 2. The guy always goes to door number 1, then they show him, oh, this is what you could have got. This is what you should have did. Oh, why did I do that? I could have got that. Oh, chaval. The person has to realize a lot of times Hashem puts us in a situation. And therefore he says that a person has to live with his emunah, not just talk it, not just say it. He says, for example, Mashal, מאה עברים הולכים זה אחר זה, כל אחד שם ידו על כתף חברו, ראשו כולם, יש איש הרואה, והוא מהין כולם אחריו. Just imagine you have 100 blind men, and they all put one hand on the other person's shoulder in front of them. They don't know where to go. So they're all walking one behind the other. And who's in the front? The front is the guy who is in charge, the guy who sees. He's the only one who sees. So they don't know where they're going, they're all following him. And if you put your faith in who's your guy you put your arm on, this boss, this partner, this guy who has no emunah, he's going against Hashem, Chas v'shalom. So you're stuck, you're going wherever he's going. If he's doing averot and he's gonna losing his olam haba, so that's where he's taking you also. You're following exactly where he's going. But who should you put your arm on whose shoulder? On Hashem. Baruch Adonai Olam.